But my name's George. I work for Elizabeth. I'm the operations analyst. Have been working on NLIS with Victoria since 1999. So first started here in Victoria, and I've been around actually have been around from day one. So today we'll go into the NLIS database. We'll have a look at an ENVD, and we'll do a transfer of some tags. So to use the ENVD, you need to log into NLIS via MyMLA. So, excuse me, you can log in via MyMLA, and the website is just nlis.com.au. You have to have a password and user ID for MyMLA, and so you create that and you link your accounts. The beauty about using MyMLA, you can link multiple accounts. So I go into MyMLA, and from here you can link your LPA account, ENVD, your MSA account. There's a lot of accounts you can link here, and the My Feedback. So today we're going to go through and click on Continue to NLIS. And just very quickly, these are things you can link, as in the other websites you can link, and you can modify it and put your own details in that you want to look at, like a dashboard. So go to NLIS. And if you have multiple accounts, I know people are asking questions, they've got multiple PICs, multiple accounts, you can have all the different accounts here. Today, we'll go into our My Producer account. And this is the home page. This is a home page for a producer. So today we're going to use different species of cattle. So we're cattle and sheep mobs. As you know, we're all moving to electronic, and Victoria moved to electronic, I think 6.5, 7 years ago. So we're going to add a new species. So from here, you go, I want to change my types of livestock. There we go. Now we're going to add sheep individual. I might as well add the goat individual here as well. We continue. And now we have this drop-down menu with the different species. Although sheep is one species, we have as a mob and as an individual. In Victoria, you don't use the mobs anymore. So that's a very simple way to add a new species. Shuri mentioned help tools. So up here, there's help. And help tools. A list of all the guides we've built for cattle over the years. Now, cattle have been around for a long time in the NLIS system, so there's a lot more help tools. If you click on the sheep, there's only a handful of sheep ones. So have a look, have a read. There's plenty of guides available. So that's how you get onto the help tools. The first thing I do is I click on this hide header. This gives you more real estate to play with. And the first thing we're going to do today is not NLIS, but ENVDs. It's one of the questions that came in from people who they want to see how you create an ENVD. And you can create this one from the NLIS, or you can view them from NLIS. So from here, we go, I want to. And the system is split up into 3 sections. The top is your account management, and then notify the database of. This is what we call the action or the doing part. So you're moving tags or transferring animals, setting statuses, and then there's the reports, running all the reports. So the doing and the viewing part. So I'll go down the view my ENVDs. There we go. This is now taking us to the ENVD page. I'm using, this is my PIC number over here on the left. These are some old ENVDs that have been issued to me. This one was issued today, 47 head of cattle. This is my test account. So if you want to create a brand new one, we click on Create New Consignment. And you can create templates. So if you're selling animals to the same place all the time, then you can create a template and just use that template all the time. So in 2 or 3 places, you call the template, the sale yard or the abattoir, and you use that all the time. We'll just go to create one from scratch. So this is my property. Where are they going to? and we can type it in. Central, can't spell. Central Victorian, there's the Central Victorian Livestock Exchange. And I use this as an example because very few people can find it. Everyone knows it as the Ballarat Sale Yards. No longer in Ballarat, it's in Miners Rest. No longer called Ballarat Sale Yards, it's called Central Victoria Livestock Exchange. The easy way around this is just to ask. If you know you can sell the animals to an abattoir, call them up and say, what's your pick? And that'll say, if you can't find it here, it'll save you a lot of time and headache. So that's the big tip. Get a list of all the places you sell the animals to, write them down and keep a record of them. So when are they going? They're going tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Let's do one the cattle. The big advantage of the ENVD is it allows you to do your NVD and any other declaration you may want. You may have MSA, may be part of an NFAS, which is your feedlot, or an animal health deck, and you only have to answer some questions once only. So if you were to do these separately, on each one, you're going to have to fill out where they're coming from, where they're going to, what time, the transporter's details, description of animals. So this one, you only do it once. But today we're going to go for this, and I won't go for the whole process. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes. Go on next step. Add a description of the animals. And you can say they're a 10 head, they're breed, Angus, and these are steers. You know, I draw a brand. 10 animals have E-tags, none have embols, add. And you do the same thing again. If you had 20 Angus heifers. So just continue. You can add more in if you wanted to. Hit next. This is a question you could people often have mistakes with. Have this livestock been born on this property? Have you owned them since birth? People tick yes, and then they, on the paper, they tick yes, and they tick 2 to 6 months. Obviously, in this case here, if you tick yes, you don't get any other options. That does eliminate some errors. Click on next. Now, there's the same questions as you see on the NVD. I won't go through them. Again, same questions. You accept the terms and conditions. We have to sign the declaration. I'll use this saved one. I can write it. I can put a new one here. And that's the NVD submitted. You should submit, and it goes off, and it'll go off to everyone involved in all the picks involved. So we'll send it straight to the sale yard. So I won't send it, but you hit submit and it sends it to the sale yard. And that's an ENVD completed. Obviously, I didn't answer all the questions. So go back to consignments. That doesn't take much, and you get used to it after a while. It takes a while, but you do get used to it. This is what the NVD looks like. That's the same as all other NVDs that you see. Now, these are our test ones, so therefore there's no data in there. So that's the ENVD. Not that difficult. I know there are some concerns over it. People can't find the pick number, but try and find it using that search. If you can't find it, it's very easy just to call up and ask. So now we'll do the NLIS demonstration. Go back here, click on login. We're going to do some sheep movements. So we are moving cattle, they're sheep individual. Again, these are the things that you changed on your account. Keep your details up to date. So if you enter my account details, keep your details like your email address, phone number. Elizabeth mentioned that we do try and inform people when there are changes, like there are going to be changes to the LPA. So try to keep your details up to date. If someone tries to move your animals and there are issues, we'll email you. So keep your details current. So today we're going to look at livestock moved onto my property. I'm using this sheep, goat, SA camelids, and SA camelids are South American camelids, so llamas and alpacas. We're going to do it on screen. We can upload a file. I'll show you what to do on screen. You go, I want to upload detail on screen, and there are 6 pieces of data in a file. This means 6 columns. First column is the tag number, and I've got some tag numbers here. Copy them. So you can, as you can see up here, there are tag numbers that have numbers and letters. That's because that's what's printed on the outside of the tag. So you can eyeball the tag number. Not always easy, or you can use a scanner and scan the microchip tag number inside the e-tag. Where they're moving them to, and just double check, move in the right place. You go onto my QVZZ2222. Come from this bit. There's a label number. So move today, and the number of head. And we'll say there's 25 head. There's not 25 tags. There's only 12 tags. And the reason why we have this does 2 things in one. So it does the normal transfer, as in the EID transfer of the animals. But as we know, you can purchase animals, particularly say from New South Wales, and only some of them will be tagged, because you only have to tag animals born after 1 January 2025 in New South Wales and in every other state and territory except for Victoria. So you may have a mixed mob of flock of sheep, mixed mob of sheep. Some are tagged, some are untagged. So off the NVD, there's NVD number. Off the NVD, and you know you bought 25 animals, but these are the only tags that were in the animal's ears. We continue. Ask you confirmation. You sure you want to move these animals from here to here? With that serial number, the number of head and the date. You go send. It's now sending. It's now doing 2 things. So it gives you 2 upload IDs, or 3. That's the file with both the individual tag numbers and the total head count. And I always get this confused, but one of these is the total head count. Yeah, that is 25. And this one is the individual 12 EID tag numbers. So these are your receipt numbers that the auditor may ask you for if you ever get audited, and they say you haven't done transfers, give me evidence you've done it. This is the evidence you need to show them. So I'll look at view my transaction history now. And today, this is going to show me, so my transaction history is what have I done on the system today. We will continue, and you see this, I've done a few things. These are the ones I've just done now. So there were 3 things we did. One was the combined, and that's why this is the complete file. So that is for the full file, full XML. XML is just a language that computers use. So this is the full file, and by that I mean it's the 25 head and the individual tags. So we'll click on what this error means, and this is the individual one, producer transfers. And this is the mob, that is 25 head. So that's 25 head, and this is the individual tags. Individual tags have an error. So I'll click on the error to see what the error is. And the error is simply saying that these tags are already on the property. So I can't transfer them because they are already transferred. This error saying this tag does not exist. That's the tag that I wrote visually. Obviously, transcription error. So it tells you where you've gone wrong. Now, these ones you can't fix because they're already on the property. You may have left them in the file. You may have copied them twice. And this one here, you have to go out there and look at the tag number again. So that's a very simple way to transfer. You can create an Excel file if you want, or just do it on screen. So we go back home. And we'll look at some reports now, just a very basic quick report. So we go under the section here which says reports. We're going to search the PIC register. You will often get emails, or you want to find someone's PIC, like we said before. You try to find the Basha's PIC. But here we'll type in my PIC. We will send you out an email to say that someone's transferred animals, and you'll get a PIC in that email. You want to find out who that is. It's simply type in the PIC, hit go, and you can find them here. A pretty basic way to search. You can search for trading names, for business names. But that's the search the PIC register. It's the number one used report in our system. Go back home, view devices on my property, and have a play with this. I'll show you some of these reports now. So these are all the active devices on my PIC. I've got 2 properties. I'll look at this one. There we go. Let's return all the animals, all 2,317, so not animals, but tags that I've got, and they'll return it in 1 to 2 seconds. So the system is quite fast and reliable. Sometimes there are bottlenecks. People might upload huge files, sale yards, feedlots. So sometimes you have to be patient, but generally speaking, it's pretty fast. So you want to look at, these are all the active tags I have on my property now. And you can sort by species. It shows you 20 at a time. Here we go, all. It'll now show me the whole lot on the one page. So there's the cattle. You scroll down quickly. There's my cattle. There's my llamas, alpacas, the sheep, goats. So, and you can sort by any of these columns, and you can export the data. So down here, you can export the data, put it into your software systems. 2 more quick reports I'll show you. Here we'll look at what has moved onto my property, looking at what's moved on this property, and then what's happened today. Nothing's moved on that. Look at this one. 6 head. So that's the, if you recall, that's the NVD serial number I just used. So these what's moved on this property just now. Elizabeth mentioned, if you buy animals, have they done it for you? Log in, have a look. If you sell animals, and they say you sell animals to the sale yard, to an abattoir, or to another producer, it's their responsibility to do the transfer. That's the receiver's responsibility, as mentioned earlier. This is how you check if they've done it. So log in and have a look. And if someone says, we transferred animals onto your property for you, go in and have a look. This is what's moved on in the last week. Still 6. So if you're expecting more, you haven't got that more, call up. One animal would come onto this PIC, QDZZ. So have a play. It's not hard to use. Initially, people find it quite confronting because it's not the standard report that you see on other systems. It is an old system, and as mentioned earlier, we are rebuilding it. So have a play and run as many reports as you can. It's pretty simple. If you have a very large number of sheep, in particular in Victoria, if you have 20,000 sheep, try to run a report over a 5-year period, narrow it down to 3 months, 6 months, and then if it's capable and the report's coming back, you can extend this time frame out to this is what's moved on this year. So 45, and it is very quick and responsive. But when we're talking huge numbers of sheep, it could take a while. So go back home, click on cattle, and you slightly different functionality. You notice that this one here, I'll show you in a second. So notice it goes much wider. This movement, livestock movement onto my property, sheep, goats, SR camelids, doesn't show up when you do cattle. So we've modified it to be livestock specific. If you've got multiple livestock, obviously you're able to change it quite easily. And that's it for me. You'll have a copy of this video, so you'll be able to play it at half speed. I know Elizabeth, she said she talks fast, and I probably talk even faster. But yeah, use this. Don't be afraid to play with it. Don't be afraid to call the help desk if you need help.